Hey guys, and I'm back again with another video, which is the same day as my squishy one. So yeah, so make sure you guys check that out. So I promised you guys that video if you guys haven't seen it yet, but I promised you guys that I will explain my story, how I learned how to speak English. Not like, oh, I just read the story and I started to speak Spanish. Not like that. But I had more struggling with my life, which is actually kind of sad. So what I had was just that I was in kinder and with another school. And then I used to get laughed a lot just because I didn't know how to speak English. I just spoke pure Spanish, and I forgot of my brother. He has a YouTube channel also. I don't know if you guys seen it before, but he has a YouTube channel, and I don't remember if he knew how to speak English or he just speak Spanish like me, how I used to speak pure Spanish. And so like how I struggled more with life just because I didn't know how to speak English, which is it was very hard for me to understand questions, and I needed way more help than other people. You know, my class. Sorry guys, is that I have a battery low. I struggled more in my class, and then people still laughed at me just because I tried to speak English, but I couldn't. I just made up words like conjugal, like made up any words. And then there was these, like I didn't know how to speak English, so I just made up any words that I could think of. And then my teacher just said it's better for me to move to another school that I could speak Spanish. And I was like, because we had an interpreter. I don't know if I could say it right, but I had an interpreter. She was in group with me because she wasn't really in group with me, she just came in and then talked to me what the teacher was saying. So she was kind of actually my interpreter. I was about what my teacher was telling me. And so the teacher said it's better for me to move to another school, and I told them no, it's better for me to stay here because my parents will get mad at me, or they won't let me to move to another school like how I always do. I tell them, and then they're like, it's all right that I'll stay there. And so I actually had a little struggling with life. So which is like I just stayed there in school, and then I stayed there trying to speak English. People made fun of me because I couldn't talk Spanish, and then like every day when I go there, I start crying. And so what I just did, instead of quitting speaking English or probably moving to another school, and my parents told me one day that it's better for me to move to another school, and I said no, it's better for me to stay there where I am. And then they said no, it's better for me to move to another school. And I was like, what about my brother Edwin? She was like, he'll stay there and you move to another school. And then I started crying hard. And then I started fighting back. Started fighting back and telling them no, it's better for me to stay there because I was used to that place. And then I didn't quit. I didn't quit trying to speak English. So what I did, I just kept on. I didn't quit. So how I stayed put onto it, I fell in love with speaking English. I knew that I'll be able to be able to speak English. So what I did, I just started reading books with English words, and it was difficult for me. So my interpreter knew English and Spanish, and she knew French also. But I didn't want to learn French because basically there was no one speaking French, so I decided to speak English only. And so what I did is just ask her if I could have groups with her for me to speak English. She was like, no, because I don't have enough space. And so I started crying that time. So I basically cried a lot just because I struggled a lot with life. And so I just started crying, and I didn't quit. I didn't quit trying to speak English. It was my life. I knew I could try. At least I could try a few times. And so what I did, I just stayed in school listening to the words, and then that lady came inside my class, and she kept on saying what words, and then I kept on practicing them until one day I learned how to speak English. So it was actually very exciting for me, and I had joy in my soul, and people stopped laughing at me. Because there was one time, there was these big kids, they were like third graders, and I was in kinder. They got a big pile of bark, because we used to have a lot of bark. So they got a big pile of bark, and then they just got piles and piles and started throwing them at me. So like they were basically bullying me. And I said, it's all right, because I knew how to speak English at times. So I was like, it's all right, it's all right. I can speak English now. So I started talking them. I started throwing bark at them, and it was because I got a big giant pile, and then they were like, and then they were scared. They were backing away, and they got another big giant pile of bark. And I said, throw that to me, or I'll throw it back. And then they throw that bark at me, and then I just got a bigger pile of bark, and then tossed it to them. So that's what I did, and then they stopped bullying me, and then, which is actually very exciting for my life. It was actually very difficult for me to live. Not to live, but like stay in school. I couldn't believe I stayed in school. Like right now, I think I did the right decision. Don't quit whatever you're trying to work with. So like if you want to speak another language, don't quit. Just keep on doing it. Just keep on trying until you get towards it. And then that's when I knew how to speak English. And then I needed to move to another school, which is right now where I am. And so now I moved, and I'm happy with my life again. So that's good. And then I decided to make a YouTube channel with you guys, for you guys to listen to my story, what happened to me. And by the way, this is not fake. This actually happened to my life. You could even ask my brother, but you guys might not be able to because there's no way actually. So you could even ask someone if you guys find us, but if you could even ask anyone in my family that actually struggled a lot. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you guys want to listen to more sad videos, more sad stories about my life, because I actually have like 80,000 sad stories about my life. And I hope you like my video. Bye. See you on my next video.